I'm Linda Jones. I am going to be talking about how the people of Genesis may have used cisterns and terraces and wells for the collection and use of their water. This is to fulfill an assignment for HBS 422, The World Behind the Text of in the Women of Genesis. Cisterns were used by the people of this time. They were used to store water underground, and usually it was water from the rainy season in order for it to be used during the dry season. It was collected as it rained and diverted into the cisterns, usually in a curb-like structure. The cisterns were located in the built-up areas of a settlement, or they were cut into rocks, or they were formed from natural cave structures. Terraces were usually built around the slopes of a settlement, and the crops were planted on the terraces. At the edges of the terraces were again curb-like structures that collected water at the lowest point of the terrace, and then the water was diverted through this curb-like structure into the cisterns. Wells were also used for collecting water. They may have been a hole in the ground, or they may have been, again, a system of curbs that carried water to a cistern. Sometimes wells were even natural springs of water or natural formations of water of other sources. The location of wells in Genesis include Genesis 16, 7 through 14, where Hagar ran away from Sarah and the Lord convinced her to return back to Sarah. And they were located in the fields of Genesis 29, 2, where a well with a large mouth on it also was covered by a rock. And when Rachel showed up to water her flocks, Jacob rolled the large rock away in order to impress her. Wells were also involved in conflict. One point of conflict was in Genesis 21, 25 through 26, when Abraham had a conflict with Abimelech. Abraham was sure that Abimelech's servants were taking over his wells, and so Abraham gave Abimelech 7 ewe lambs, and they made a covenant together that these would be Abraham's wells. So Abraham built the wells again, and he called them Beersheba, and this is where Abraham later took Hagar and Ishmael. Isaac was found by the Philistines to be too wealthy for their favor, and so they filled all of the dirts that Abraham had previously built with dirt, and Isaac ended up building them all again, digging them out, and naming them the same as before, again calling this place Beersheba. The Lord appeared to Isaac here and told him that this would be where he would be the father of a great nation. Wells were also a place of socializing, especially for women who went there daily to collect their household water or to collect water for watering the crops. Abraham's servant hoped to find a wife for Isaac at the well in 24:11, where the servant indeed did find Rebekah. And then Jacob again met Rachel at a well in 29, 1 through 11. To my great surprise, the well at Beersheba was also the place of a theophany to a woman. Hagar fled to this well when Sarah dealt harshly with her, and this is where God appeared to Hagar and told her that she would bear a son, and this was unusual because Hagar was not an Israelite matriarch. Hagar was a member of an Egyptian tribe. But God told Hagar that she would bear a son and that he would be the father of many descendants, again like Abraham. God appears to Hagar again, another theophany to the same woman. When Hagar and Ishmael wander to Beersheba, this is where Hagar is sure that she and Ishmael are going to die, but God appears to Hagar and tells her not to be afraid and that there is water there to for her and her son, and again that he will make her son Ishmael the father of many nations. And as we know in later times, this is where the Muslim community has their origin and the Islam religion is formed. Thank you.